And I'm going to be going over the NHL slate for tonight. And as you'll notice, we're doing this live, and this is going to be the new format. But I am going to make things a little bit better. First of all, we're going to try to schedule these so everybody knows when to expect them. But my schedule is so ridiculous during the day that I just can't guarantee these things. But we're going to work on it. But make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and my Twitch. This way you get notified when it shows up. And again, you could feel free to chat here as well, because this is going to show up. I'm in the chat replay, and listen, if you're not here live, that's fine. But I did want to give people the opportunity to participate live if they wanted to. And with any luck, we're working on getting these things automatically uploaded to TrueDFS. We have our crack technology expert, Scans, who's on top of it. And we're working. We're trying. So nonetheless, it is a 6-game slate. And what we're going to do is we're just going to eyeball these games, and then we're going to take a look at my sheets and see what looks good. And then we'll build a lineup, and then we'll maybe build an MME build with SaberSim, and then we'll get out of here. Now, first of all, again, 6 p.m. tonight, we're going to be going live. And then in addition to that, 11 p.m. tonight, we're also going to go live to hopefully sweat either a deep NBA run or the NHL run. Now, the NHL run could take a while, right? Because the first game doesn't start till 10, so that could be going till 1 in the morning. But I got it in me. You know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm getting pretty good at the play-by-play of hockey. I've always been okay with basketball, but hockey, I'm getting better. So just we've been eyeballing these things. Rangers, Philly, if anything, I guess the Rangers would be something to do. Toronto, Edmonton looks like the freaking nut game. You know, everybody plays offense. Nobody stops anybody. Arizona, Dallas, I would imagine Dallas would be okay in this spot. Jersey, Colorado, probably not much. Washington, Anaheim, probably not much. And maybe this late night hammer, this Vegas, Carolina game could be somewhat interesting. Now that is, again, just without me even looking at projections or anything like that. When you look at the team totals, you'll see the Rangers with a 3.7. And then, boy, I thought Toronto and Edmonton would be much higher. Anyway, Rangers, Toronto, Edmonton, Dallas, as we mentioned. Devils game, probably a fade. Washington, 3.7. I expected Carolina, Vegas to be more of a shootout. But you know what? I guess not. So let's take a look at the sheets for the hockey slate tonight and see what it kind of looks like. Now, again, I can't promise you I'll always do this, but for premium subscribers, this is what they all get, you know, on TrueDFS. And when I do these slate previews, I try to show these at least from time to time. So we're rating these all by Sheets value score. And without getting into it, it's you know, a good combination of fantasy points plus value. And you'll see, and what we're trying to do is, again, you know, because it's hockey, you want to play guys from the same line. It's certainly guys from the same team, because one guy will pass to the other, and you get points for assists as well as goals and all that good stuff. So you want guys that are like kind of up here as far as the rankings go, that are hopefully from the same team. You know, and hopefully from those teams that we kind of looked at. And right off the bat, you can kind of see what I was expecting, and that would be Austin Matthews and Mitchell Marner from Toronto showing up as the top 2 skaters on the slate. The other 2 top values are goalies. So when you have a situation like this, I mean, this is a nice spot, right? See, so Matthews, Marner, and then it doesn't take too long to find Tavares, who, even though he's not on the first even strength line, he'll be on the first power play line. And then you could play Bunting, who, even though he's not on the first power play line, he's on the first even strength line. So this Toronto, those 4 guys in Toronto, that's a real strong way to start off your evening. at least from a lineup build perspective. And it seems like you could get these guys in, so that seems pretty straightforward. The next guys you have to kind of look at, I guess, would be Dallas, but I don't even know. So Dallas, you have Hintz rated up here, but then you Robertson, he's in good shape here, but that's pretty much it. I don't really like the Dallas stack, not even nearly as much as the Toronto stack. So that's considering also the Hintz looks like he's gonna be 30% owned. This could be a pretty good fade actually. Colorado, we just have kind of, well, you have McKinnon and Nijusin. That looks actually not bad. And Rantanen. Well, that's interesting because I didn't think that those guys were going to show up pretty much at all. So they're a decent secondary option, Colorado. And then you have the Rangers. You have Tarasenko up here, but yeah, sure. You got Tarasenko, Zibanejad. They're both on the first line and the first power play line. Just really those two. And then I'm wondering where did Edmonton go? Why is Edmonton not projecting all that great? I don't know. That's very confusing to me. But nonetheless, you have Bouchard as the top value there, but you got to go all the way down here to find Hyman and McDavid and these types of guys. I mean, these guys are the nuts, right? Why are these guys not projected higher? Anyway, we'll get updated projections a little bit later. But based on what we have now, I mean, looking like Toronto is kind of like the nuts here. How about Vegas? So you see Eichel over here, Martinez. I mean, all that's fine, but it all looks like secondary options. So I can't think of a reason to not play Toronto. I mean, it's not easy. It's not even as if they're the highest owned. I mean, you have Bouchard at 25% ownership. You have Dallas here. I mean, Toronto, I guess they look like they're going to be owned, but they're not like through the roof, especially given the way they're projecting. So I don't know. Let's build. Let's see what happens. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play Matthews, Marner, Bunting, and Tavares. So let's just go do that. So we'll play Matthews, Tavares, Marner, and Bunting. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to find a goalie before we fill the rest of this out. And I just like to find a good cheap goalie. I'm not. It'd be nice if the cheap goalie projected well too. So Igor 8,300, that's fine. Anderson 7,800, that's fine. So let's do the cheap one. Anderson 7,800, the cheaper one. So we put him in. I mean, then you can just play whatever you want here. I mean, you still have 4,000 a man. You know what you could go do? Go play your Bouchard at 3,500. You know, to get started. And you could turn this into a game stack with very little difficulties, right? Let's see. Let's take a look at this again. First Edmonton that shows up. Well, there's Hyman. He's 7,200. Any real good values up here that I just kind of left off? I mean, no, nothing particular. So you play Bouchard as your cheapo. He's on the second line, so we could put. You want to put Hyman in here? Can we get away with that? Is there enough cheapos to make this work and do something like that? No, probably not. You'd have to do some more cheapos. So what else can we do as far as center goes? Well, you know what we could do? We could pick another Toronto guy. Nylander is probably too expensive, but is there any other Toronto guys that fit in here? Like Ryan O'Reilly's from the second line. You could put him in. He's only 4,300. Like a full-on onslaught, pretty much. Or you could play, this is a one-off. Yevgeny at 4,800. So whatever you want to do, you want to put it. Let's put it on Riley. Is it Riley or O'Reilly? It was O'Reilly, right? It was in a second. Ryan O'Reilly. I mean, now we got a 5-man Toronto. You got defenseman Bouchard blocking all the shots of these guys until a couple of them gets in, right? Makes sense. And then pick your favorite 4200s, and this single entry build just really builds itself. You got one game you're rooting for, and there you have it. All right, let's see if we run a SaberSim build, what we get. I can't imagine it being any different, but we're going to do it anyway. So we'll re-upload all this stuff. And look, all this can change. Projections can change. And what's cool about hockey, by the way, is that there's so much variance that I can put the same projections in and get 30 different builds. All right, so here we go. Let's build 150 lineups. Let's go. 150 lineups with my projections. And we're going to do one little tweak after it because it's probably going to get me a bunch of 3-2s and 2-2s and things like that. So let's see. And we'd be getting, wow, top owned guy would be the aforementioned Rope Hintz and all of the Dallas. That is not what I expected. Wow. That is extremely surprising. 48% Dallas. Well, that's why you use SaberSim, I guess. So what have we learned here? We've learned that probably SaberSim does a much better job of fixing, getting all that value in alongside of Dallas. And also, they do a much better job of figuring out correlation than Sheets does. So I think that one of those two approaches is probably going to work, either all the Dallas or all the Torontos. And you'll see if the Rangers and Anaheim rate to be the next highest owned. But very interesting. I'll have to decide how I want to approach this. But I still think getting exposed to that Toronto game, I mean, these Edmonton games, especially at Edmonton, they usually deliver. So I wouldn't mind either. I wouldn't mind taking my shot there. Nonetheless, Dallas, Toronto. If you have any, first of all, if you have the time, 6 o'clock, we're going to be doing the NBA live, and we'll probably have some time for NHL, I hope. And then 11 p.m. tonight, we are going to be doing a live sweat of where we're going to focus on the NBA. But again, we'll talk about the NHL as well. I mean, you never know what we're deep in. And hopefully this makes it up to the site, and that will do it. Good luck, everybody.